Congress playing the waiting game over when the Attorney General will release his summary of the Mueller report. Awaiting William Barr's next steps, Democrats calling for a full release of the report, looking into possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Will they use their subpoena power to get it? And how much will the public get to see? The looming battle this morning.
Cruise ship chaos. The scare at sea. This luxury cruise liner rocking from side to side. Furniture flying. Debris falling.
We're gonna have water all over the ground.
Passengers evacuated by helicopter now telling their harrowing stories.
Massive pileup, the chain reaction collision in California.
I could feel that heat.
Drivers hitting heavy fog, cars crushed, dozens of people injured.
Breaking his silence, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft opening up for the first time since being charged in a prostitution sting. What he's telling friends, family, and fans. Plus the fight over video of the alleged crime.
And the madness marches on. Defending champs Villanova losing in a blowout.
There will be a new national champion.
A dubious distinction for one player, but lots of victories to celebrate.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
And good Sunday morning, everybody. Dan and Eva are off, but we are thrilled once again to have Tom Yamas and Janae Norman back for more today.
You couldn't get rid of us.
Great to be here. Good to have you. We'll see at the end of the show how you still feel that way. But it is good to have you, and we have a busy morning once again. We begin with that completed Mueller report and those principal conclusions the Attorney General is preparing for Congress. They could be delivered at any time now.
Democrats already saying this summary won't be enough, now demanding unclassified briefings so they can discuss the findings publicly.
And despite not being briefed on the report, President Trump is said to be feeling like a cloud has been lifted. ABC's White House correspondent Tara Palmieri is in West Palm Beach, where the president is spending the weekend. Tara, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. This investigation has been so tightly guarded with very few leaks. But despite that, lawmakers on both sides have either fiercely defended or opposed Mueller's work. And now they're waiting to see where the chips fall. All of Washington is anxiously waiting on Attorney General William Barr to comb through the Mueller report.
The most important thing is that we get this report out there publicly. 90% of Americans say they want to see this report.
On Friday, Special Counsel Robert Mueller handed over the results of his 22-month investigation into possible campaign collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia and obstruction of justice. Since then, Barr and his team at the Justice Department determining what findings they can share with Congress as early as this weekend.
Let it come out. Let people see it.
The $25 million investigation leading to 37 indictments, including some of the president's closest associates. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle already demanding to see the full report and the underlying evidence. Democrats threatening to use their subpoena power to get it.
Congress is going to need the underlying evidence because some of that evidence may go to the compromise of the president or people around him that poses a real threat to our national security, and we need to know it if that's the case.
But some Republicans are saying it's time to move on. Congressman Mark Meadows even tweeting, "The Mueller report suggests no more indictments are coming from the special counsel. If that's true, it would mean we just completed 2 years of investigating Russian collusion without one collusion-related indictment." With no new indictments, President Trump spending a relaxing weekend at his Palm Beach resort, where he went golfing with Kid Rock. Sources say Trump is glad the investigation is over, even though the White House is yet to see the results. In the past year, Trump claimed there was no collusion 231 times, according to the Washington Post, and frequently bashed the special counsel. But in the 24 hours following the report's release, he was uncharacteristically silent. At a GOP fundraiser in Florida on Friday, sources say Trump did not mention the Russia investigation. While Democrats wait on Barr's summary, they're already demanding that any briefings on Mueller's report be unclassified so they can share them with the American public. On Saturday night, top Democrats also asked the White House, the FBI, and the Justice Department to preserve all documents so they can retrace Mueller's work for their own investigations. Tom?
All eyes on Barr today. All right, Tara, thank you so much. Let's bring in our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, who will be hosting this week later this morning. And George, you can argue the stakes have never been higher for the Trump administration. The Attorney General has said that the principal conclusions will reach Congress this weekend. But
he's going to try to get it.
He's going to try to get it. That's true. That's true. But the contents, whether good or bad for the president, are so important here. And on top of that, you have the political implications hovering over all of this.
Which is why he's taking his time. I guess we've been told that the Attorney General has been reading this report since Friday afternoon, was huddled with Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, who's been overseeing the Mueller investigation yesterday all day long at the Justice Department as well. He's got to get this right. But as you've seen in Tara's piece, we've already heard from Democrats, some Republicans on Capitol Hill as well. No matter what he sends over, that's not going to be enough for many of them. They want to see the entire Mueller report, the underlying evidence as well, and that's going to be a battle. Yeah, the Attorney General has full authority here to release what, if anything, to the public. As you mentioned, congressional leaders have said they want the full report released. He has said he's committed to transparency here, but do we know what that means to him? Well, he's also said he's committed to transparency consistent with the law and regulations of the Justice Department. And as Rod Rosenstein has said, that it's Justice Department policy, supposed to be Justice Department policy, not to release incriminating information on people that you don't charge. That's going to be one consideration as they consider this. Also, they can't release classified information. There might be moments where the president, or parts of the report, the president wants to claim executive privilege. But another important point here, remember just this week, the president told John Karl he wants the entire report out. He wants it all out in public. And the president on his own has the authority to order the Attorney General to release anything. He can just say, nope, you release it all, declassify it all. Will the president do that? I don't think so, but he does have the power. Let's talk about the president, because at this critical time, we just saw in Tara's piece, he's at Mar-a-Lago, he's golfing with Kid Rock. But what has surprised me in covering this president for nearly 4 years now is the amount of restraint that we've seen from President Trump, which I have never seen. This weekend, right. Certainly not when he's at Mar-a-Lago. But so far, so what is the good news for President Trump so far? That news that there are no new indictments from Robert Mueller, no indictments for anyone for engaging in conspiracy with the Russians to interfere in the election. That backs up what he said consistently about no collusion, even though collusion is an illegal term in this respect. But they don't know for sure what else is in Mueller's report. It's so hard not to read the tea leaves, though, George. Aren't you surprised, though? He's called this a witch hunt for so many years, and not a single tweet. Do you think this time he's listening to his legal team? His legal team's been down there in Mar-a-Lago with him, that's for sure. He's been talking to Emmett Flood, who's been his lead lawyer on this. He's been talking to his White House counsel, Pat Cipollone. We're told that they're telling him Barr is not out to hurt you. Again, that doesn't necessarily tell you everything we need to know about what's in the Mueller report or what exactly or how exactly Barr is going to summarize it, but they are counseling him to be quiet, at least until they see these first conclusions. Let's talk about the politics of all of this, especially if this is perceived or if it is a victory for the president. Is there a danger here for Democrats? Is there Mueller fatigue possibly with the American public? And will Democrats have to pivot to something else? Well, what you've already seen Democrats say is that Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, saying no impeachment unless it's bipartisan, unless the evidence is overwhelming. And you've had now other Democrats, including Adam Schiff, who's on my program today, saying that there would have to be a bombshell in this report to justify impeachment. So they have to be careful, I think, with impeachment. At the same time, I don't think you're going to see them slowing down at all on their multiple other investigations of the president. And remember, Mueller has also farmed out work to at least 4 other U.S. attorneys who will continue their work in investigations. So many more layers to this. All right, George, thank you so much. And George, we'll have much more on the delivery of the Mueller report later this morning, a very big show. He'll speak with the top Democrat on the House Intel Committee, as you mentioned, Congressman Adam Schiff, and the top Republican on the House Oversight Committee, Congressman Jim Jordan, plus the Powerhouse Roundtable debates the political fallout from the end of the Mueller probe. That's all coming up on This Week right here on ABC. And stick with ABC for continuing coverage throughout the day and the very latest. Once Attorney General Barr delivers his report to Congress, we will bring you that news. Janae?
All right, now to those dramatic images on board a cruise ship stranded at sea. Passengers shooting video of the mayhem on board as engine failure combined with wild weather create a dangerous situation. ABC's Ariel Reshef joins us with the latest on the efforts to get those passengers to safety. Ariel, good morning.
Good morning to you, Janae. That ship listing in the violent waves. Just take a look. Passengers tossed around the deck, furniture crashing, rescuers hoisting people off the boat into helicopters one by one. This morning, passengers of this Viking Sky cruise describing a harrowing scare at sea.
Water came bursting through that door. We now have water all over the ground.
What started as an idyllic 12-day sail through Norwegian waters, spiraling into mayhem and a mayday call Saturday. 1,300 passengers and crew aboard the ship when it experienced mechanical problems and hit bad weather.
We had a huge wave hit us, and it blew off a door that I think was supposed to be watertight but did not hold.
Furniture sliding, parts of the ceiling crashing down. People in life vests stranded for hours.
4:30 a.m. We're still on the boat, still waiting to get up on the helicopter to get out.
The vessel drifting dangerously toward land, prompting fears it could run aground. At least 5 emergency helicopters and boats rushing the scene, battling high winds and waves to airlift and ferry people to dry land.
Very frightening. We went up on a helicopter with a sling, the 2 of us together, and it was quite scary.
The painstaking rescue operation lasting well into the night. This morning, 2 cargo ships and 1 tugboat assisting the crews to shore.
And the company says at least 20 people suffered minor injuries. Viking is putting passengers up in hotels and paying for their flights home. They've sent a response team to the scene. A lot of people describing just complete chaos, and they're saying food is running out, so they're actually a lottery on board now to try to figure out how everybody's going to eat.
Lottery?
They're
That's
kind of,
amazing.
you know, the passengers are just dealing with this amongst themselves.
And the furniture, too. You would think some of the furniture maybe should be
anchored down.
bolted down, but we've seen it slide across and hurting people.
I mean, besides that, just seeing the massive ship list to one side,
Right.
it's terrifying.
It's totally terrifying.
A long and scary ordeal for those passengers.
Absolutely.
Ariel, thanks so much. In other news we're following this weekend, American Airlines pilots are expected to begin testing a software fix to Boeing's MAX jets in a simulator. The updated software adding new safety features after the now grounded planes were involved in 2 fatal accidents within the past 5 months. The FAA is expected to certify the new software this coming week, approving it for installation.
And heavy fog is being blamed for a massive pileup in California. Dozens of people, look at this, injured when cars and trucks collided, shutting down the freeway. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez joins us now live from our Los Angeles bureau with more. Marcy, good morning.
Tom, good morning. And in some of those videos, it's clear just how bad the visibility was, making it hard for drivers to realize the vehicles in front of them were slowing down and stopping, triggering a nightmare on that busy interstate.
Southbound 5 near Fort Tejon. Multi-vehicle accident, possibly up to 30 vehicles.
Black smoke billowing into the air from a burning car on Interstate 5 in Los Angeles County. As many as 50 vehicles crashing into one another in Gorman, shutting down the freeway's southbound lanes for hours.
We have near zero visibility south to Tejon Pass, just about to the reported location of our county assist.
Deputies saying thick fog and rain caused a minor crash, creating a chain reaction slowdown leading to the pileup.
We have people that don't adjust their speed accordingly, and they continue to travel at a high rate of speed without their headlights and taillights activated, and then we end up getting these collisions as a result of it.
This tractor trailer coming to a frightening stop right on the hood of a sedan.
Suddenly, I just saw cars just stop for no reason, and then we all got an accident. All these cars got a bunch of accidents. I got an accident, and the cars behind us, it was pretty thick. The fog, couldn't see nothing.
Oh my God, this is bad. At least 30 people injured, including a toddler flown to a hospital in critical condition. The fog creating a challenge for medical helicopters.
Medevac 1, standby, pending weather.
From the northbound lanes, passengers nervously recording the scene.
We need to make it too. We pay attention to the front.
And again, we're told that baby is in critical condition. All of the other injuries are not considered serious. We've also learned a horse was killed, and rescuers used the jaws of life to save 2 others. Janae?
Oh, Marcy, just an awful story there. Thank you. Well, now to the developing story in England. In the massive anti-Brexit protest in London, hundreds of thousands of people turned out. You can see the crowds there as they demanded a new referendum to block Britain from leaving the EU. Prime Minister Theresa May facing a major crisis, struggling to get a Brexit deal through Parliament. The EU agreeing to delay the UK's departure.
Turning now to the huge cleanup underway in Texas, where a chemical plant fire burned for days, spilling toxins into waterways and leaking chemicals into the air. ABC's Marcus Moore is on the scene in Houston, where air quality is now a major concern. Marcus, good morning.
Whit, good morning to you. And there's an urgent effort underway this morning to contain the chemical runoff from this massive fire. And residents here in Texas are feeling the effects of this disaster, and some worry about what it could mean for their health. New details this morning on that chemical plant just outside Houston, burning for almost a week.
This situation has been a never-ending reoccurring of attempting to do something and it just not working out the way it's been planned.
Authorities say they were caught off guard Friday by this third flare-up when a containment wall breach caused several chemicals to leak and burst into flames. This despite efforts to use fire-suppressing foam.
In some regards, the fire was a surprise. We were focused on getting the foam layer established as quickly as we possibly could, but that's when the fire reignited.
The potentially cancer-causing toxin benzene leaked into the air during containment efforts, prompting a shelter-in-place for surrounding towns. EPA officials saying the levels are not a concern for now.
The airplane, the aspect, had no benzene or VOC detections in the downwind community.
But nearby waterways still coated with foam and other runoff. The Galveston Bay Foundation testing water Friday in 5 different locations near the facility, saying the results showed the water was below surface quality standards and contained somewhat elevated levels of benzene. And the Coast Guard temporarily closing the busy shipping channel that connects the Port of Houston and the Gulf of Mexico due to a possible chemical leak. And as heightened levels of benzene have been found in some waterways here, there is no indication that that toxic chemical has made its way into the drinking water. And as we move forward through the rest of the week, you know, classes were canceled at several school districts on Friday because of all of this. But Tom, it's unclear what the plan is for Monday.
Still very much a critical scene there. All right, Marcus, thanks so much. We want to turn now to some lighter news. Who wants to be an almost billionaire?
Sure.
With no winners on Saturday, the Powerball jackpot is getting close to the $1 billion mark. Wednesday's drawing is estimated to be worth $750 million. That's the biggest Powerball jackpot this year and the 4th biggest ever. If someone were to win, a lump sum option would send them home with more than $465 million. But there's a sad reality, guys. Even if you were to win that money, you would not be Rob Marciano. That is just,
as Han Solo once said, never tell me the odds.
Yeah.
Right, Rob?
I mean, I have no interest in almost. I mean, almost $1 billion. That's just this is not going to get me to play.
I'll take your share. That's fine. We'll split it 4 ways. That's
yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
The odds are only slightly better that Rob will be here on a weekend to deliver the weather.
Absolutely. Even if I won it, no, that's not true. Good to be with you guys. Hope you're having a great weekend. To start things off, let's take you to Oklahoma, which had some hail yesterday, some severe weather rolling through Oklahoma City, accumulating in some spots, golf ball size, and at some point, this time of year, people are saying, I'd just like to go out and play some golf. But winter is holding on, and severe weather season certainly on the cusp here. All right, flooding situation ongoing. St. Joseph, Missouri. River cresting there yesterday, but obviously doing some damage, swamping more in the way of roads, and they're fighting back that water. Cresting in Kansas City today. Not as much of an issue there. That city well protected, but they are having an issue with some of the drinking water because that comes from the Missouri River. Here are some of the flood alerts. The Mississippi, the Missouri. I think our next item of concern is the Minneapolis, St. Paul, some of the Twin Cities where the Mississippi goes through. They're going to see a crest later on this week. More rain coming in today, about a ½ an inch or less expected, but a severe weather threat today, like yesterday, this time shifting to the east. Dallas up through Little Rock, and then later on tonight and tomorrow getting over towards Memphis, Tennessee. Damaging winds, large hail, maybe a brief tornado with this front coming through later on this afternoon and tonight. That's a check on the national headlines weather-wise. Time now for your local forecast.
Hello and good morning, Washington. 64 degrees, the forecast high today. Increasing clouds through the day and a chilly start. Temperatures in the 30s this morning. Not as cold tonight. Isolated showers possible. I think the bulk of the rain comes tomorrow afternoon. 58 degrees. Here is that low pressure area. Brings the best chance for rain between around 2 o'clock in the afternoon and 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. As we look ahead, though, temperatures, they'll be chilly Tuesday and Wednesday in the lower 50s. Back in the 60s to near 70 Thursday and Friday.
Unless you live in the South, it's been kind of brisk. A good weekend to watch March Madness and the games. Yeah. I assume you guys have been doing that.
My bracket is now deeper in the trash.
Well, you're not the only one. Yeah. So they call it March Madness for a weekend reason. It's also notoriously unpredictable. But one thing's for sure, even if your bracket is busted, there will be a new national champion in 2 weeks.
It's over! March
X equals madness.
The NCAA saying only 2 perfect brackets remain across all major online games this morning. Saturday's matchups bring some heart-pounding and heartbreaking moments. The defending champs Villanova falling to the Purdue Boilermakers.
There will be a new national champion
in a 26-point loss.